instead of an update. I think it's been 4 days since I've actually done an update video. I've been doing lives instead twice a day, basically, and then like 2 or 3 shorts, which I really like these lives. But I've been telling my audience to get ready for this push above $3. And here we are, folks. We're right on the cusp. I believe XRP is going to start pushing out probably near $3.32, that technical move. We've waited over 6 months. In YouTube, when I was typing, apparently it changed some of my typing. But I was put in the title, I was supposed to say, XRP holders waited 6 months. Be ready for hold above $3. Alt to surge, Bitcoin, Ethereum, divert. Because yesterday, Ethereum very clearly was diverting from Bitcoin, at least to try to signal in some kind of alt season. And I'm all for it. I've been projecting this for some time. Yesterday, I said as long as we sit, stop trading. I talked about it in the live last night. We'll be okay. We should surge up. And this morning, it's starting to do what we talked about last night. I feel very comfortable where we're at. I'm still watching, and I'm in ACH. I'm in Filecoin. I'm in Theta, Data, ZBCN, MXC, AMP. I'm in XRP. I'm in XDC. I'm in DGB. I'm in Axelar. XRP Healthcare. I think that's all of them. And I'm very comfortable that these are going to break out. I think they're going to. I think it's just a matter of time. And I'm riding them personally until this pattern for me with ACH, File, Theta would just have to outright break down. They would have to outright break down for me to do anything. But I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait. I'm going to show patience. I'm going to show a strong understanding and just let this do what it needs to do. I'm going to let this do what it needs to do. The fact we're at 936 and we made these moves right now is a great sign. When I went to the gym, XRP was at 294. Yesterday, we talked about XRP had to hold $2.92. We were at about 286. But I felt like it was going to happen. And then once you get on top of 292, you signal that push to $3 again. And once you hold $3, now you can start to push towards the technical target of this run up of $3.32. Yesterday, I said I couldn't give a rat's ass what Bitcoin does, even though I thought it was going to rotate back up, likely to 122. Even if bearish, I think that's where you get that double top. And it would allow altcoins, even if bearish, this was what we prophesized or, did a hypothesis yesterday. Yes, we could go all the way up, but even if we're bearish, Bitcoin could come up and technically do this and give altcoins the time to run. But I don't think that's what's happening. I really don't. I mean, I think we could power past there. When Trump came on yesterday and talked about the vote earlier in the day, I said, I think this is a foreshadow. Then the vote got rejected. It allowed crypto to come back and consolidate the move up. And then Trump came out on True Social last night at like 9:30, 10 o'clock and said, where's it at? I've got it. Shit, I put it back. Let's see. Trump, Truth, Social, Post. I think it might be in the Telegram. But let's just see. This is what he said last night. So Trump says most House GOP members. Where I want a different one. I don't want to read one that's going to make us look through all this bullshit. Where was the Capitol? Trump says GOP crypto dispute resolved after White House meeting. So last night he came out and said he's got enough people to vote for this bill to pass it this morning. They were talking about doing it this morning. Trump puts out, where's this at? Most House GOP holdouts have agreed. So that's what we're waiting for this morning. So Trump came on. I don't have Truth on this tablet for some reason. I don't think I re-downloaded it for whatever reason. But he came out and said that. So I feel like, we got foreshadowing yesterday. I'm telling you guys, as long as we're patient, we're going to make some good money here. Bottom line. It's the bottom line here. I'm telling you that they foreshadowed it for us. We don't even have to think. It's starting to become too easy to trade crypto and make big money and not have to sit in it. You can trade in and out. I'm being honest. I've made a lot more money getting away from, I've got to hold for 6 months at a time if it's not the proper time. Like right now, I think is a hold point. I really do. I think this is a good hold point. That's why I said yesterday, traders are going to get hurt. Even myself, you know, you got to deal with loss emotion. So it's kind of I'm waiting until it happens. And I'm positioned perfectly for this move. I think XRP's already made us this morning $7,000. I'm being dead serious. If you have 10,000 tokens, you're up $7,000 this morning. Or 700 bucks, sorry, not $7,000. 700 bucks. I don't know why I said $7,000. That's not what I meant. I know, wishful thinking. 700. We would have to be up 70 cents to be up $7,000. But $700 is what I meant. You woke up about 700 bucks today on XRP, which is great to see. And we're knocking down the door of $3 right now. It's been a while. It's been about 6 months since we've been able to break over and try to push past in a real defined way. RG says I just hit 53,000 in XRP. Nice. Nice. And XDC looks like it's trying to build as well. It's just consolidating the move. You've got XLM looks like it was consolidating the move and now is pushing up as it's starting to push out. That's basically what XDC did. This came back down a little bit here and then now hopefully it comes up here. And now you're going to want to break past that 51 so you don't double top. But there's opportunity here. We'll just see. Remember in the morning, you get a little volatile. 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is the most volatile, you know, retracement time of the morning. So don't be surprised if we see tiny bits of true retracement. But I think patience here will pay off. I think these golden crosses eventually will have to play out. And it's just about being patient, letting these play out. And then ultimately we'll be talking about Filecoin up around 295. And then ACH, as long as we're patient, we'll be talking about ACH somewhere up here around 2.4 cents. So instead of being at 2.1, it'll be around 2.4. And for File, instead of being at 260, it should be in that 290 to 294 range. Theta is at 82.74. If we're patient, let's see, small micro move, should be dealing with 92 cents or 89 cents. So Theta, we should be getting up to 90 cents. File around 294 and ACH getting closer to 2.5 cents. So that's where our next layer should be. And that's what I'm just waiting to transpire. It's kind of just the waiting game. So yeah, MXC's up 5.3% this morning. ZBCN still in that same consolidation. And if ZBCN breaks up, you know, your next area you're going to be looking at in the immediate short terms right about here at 4.30044. So just trying to give an observation of what I'm seeing across market. You know, I got some rude comments yesterday about the fact that during my live, I could see it after. People are like, Tom, enough talk and just go to XRP. You know what I got to say about that? Mango! You know, you got to listen to the whole thing. Otherwise, you're not going to know what's going on. And that's the beauty of it. This is my live / podcast / content. So the beauty of it is I don't care what you say. I get to do it the way I see fit. Let's see. That's the beauty of being in control and creating your own entity. Let's see. Alec, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty Autos Crypto News. And I've got it until about 10:20 because my son's got therapy at 11. So I got to end this about 10:20. And I fully plan on taking full advantage of the time I have available this morning. Rick Johnson, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor. Moon Saturn tonight. Will it go sky or reject? They use his signs to manipulate. Interesting. Nick Morales, that was me already. A really good morning. Thanks for being in here, Nick, as well. I love seeing you in here. But Nick, kind of going in order with what I do in my Telegram as well. I made you a mod in here, whether you want to be or not. You have control now. If you see some spam and things, please don't hesitate, my mods, to delete it, especially in the videos. So you'll have a little icon next to your name. I appreciate everything you've done for this community. Crazy Paul, welcome in along with Ben B. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Scott Briggs, good morning. Syrian, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge and being a very trusted mod. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. So our views have gone up, our watch time has gone up, revenue has gone up, everything's gone up. But the YouTube subscribers are so volatile right now. Now it's dropped another 170 because they're messing with the algorithm right now. And I'm not the only person. I've seen some people with 6 figures where it's going from like 130 to 115 to 170. Peter Schiff has been stuck right at about 600,000 for like a year. And like you would think it would just go up with how many views and how many different people watch this program, but it's a horrible thing what they do to us on YouTube. I'll be honest. They really, really, really try to hamper us from, and I told you, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on I'm just going to continue. CJ2 Pilot Kryptonian, good morning. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge, along with Vado Damas. Yeah, and UK Phil also in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Appreciate all the support, everybody. Nunya, welcome in. Amanda O'Shea, good morning. And along with the Cannabis Podcast, thank you both for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Along with 1970 Legend down there in Columbus, the defending champions down there. Welcome in, my friend. And the Cannabis Podcast does a great job on his YouTube channel. Make sure you follow it. And you'll get some information out there in Charlotte, North Carolina. Good morning to you, friend. Adam, good morning. Jay for Mix, welcome. Poop Soup, welcome in. Finally got a notification. Excellent. I sent out 3 myself. Let's see. Hey, Tom and Tommy, perfect timing. I'm on my break. Excellent. Excellent. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Just trying to give a little bit of forward education here this morning to see where we're going. Right now, Ethereum's doing beautiful. Back tested 3,100 overnight. Oh, it's beautiful where it's at. Bitcoin was down to like 117 and some change, low change. XRP was back down near 292. So this is a spectacular push up to start the morning. Papa Wheelie, good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor, along with It's All an Illusion. Papa Wheelie says, morning all, at work, but listening, that's what matters. And then we've got the top fans here that YouTube does. Number 1 is Mark Caston with 200 XP. Appreciate that, brother. Nick Morales is number 2 with 175 XP. Salute to you and welcome as my new mod on YouTube, as you're already a mod admin in my Telegram. Long overdue. I should have did this a long time ago. Big Bear 9704, thank you. Along with Papa Wheelie, CB, Define, Clink, Kryptonian, Christopher. It's an illusion. Christopher, all at number 3 with 75 XP. Tied in 4th is a bunch of people as well. It's all an illusion with 50 XP. Orelli, Clambellies, Nunya, the Cannabis Podcast, Rick Johnson, Bad Guy. Thank you all for being number 4 with 50 XP, and number 5 with 25 XP is Ben, Graham, Lori, Josh, Jolly, 1970 Legend, Oliver Marks, Timothy Perez, Trading with J-Ride, Social Flight, McMichael, Steven, Lung Snacks, Wales, Josie Wales. Wow, this is the most we've ever had of people communicating this early in the stream. Amanda O'Shea, UK Phil, Emma Laby, Glenn, Dan, Vado Damas, J for Mix, John Allen, CJ Pilot, Crazy Paul, Maria, the other Adam, Ben B, Kyle Kupiak, Cape Cod Kyle, welcome in from Massachusetts. Poopy Squarepants, Scotty Briggs, Arichi, Chuck Wheezy. Thank you all for being top fans of this live already. That's incredible. That is awesome. I love this new top fan thing. It allows me to be able to see more deeply. Let's see. I haven't gone to CoinMarketCap today. I'll have to take a look at that. Thanks for letting us know. Alec Tony, I got kicked to second comment. Interesting. Well, if it's because it's below my pin comment, well, mine supersede everybody's when I pin it. Nate the Great, welcome in. Cape Cod Kyle, I said hi. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge over there in Massachusetts. Burn, welcome in. Nunya, Chucky Wheezy. The Fine Group, welcome in. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Hey, Tom, it's nice to hear when you feel comfortable. Yeah. A lot of things have transpired, but I'm even more comfortable than I was when I started this little journey yesterday, even. Cowabunga, good morning. Ben Graham, love seeing you in here as well. Got so many people in here. Mark Caston, thanks for being in Townsend for over 1 year. I told you so badge. Shane, good morning, says XLM just spiked, and let's take a look at ICP in time. Trying to keep it in a functional rotation right now. Trying not to have the wandering eye so much. So I'm trying to stay focused on assets that I am trying to trade right now. Let's see. Been holding since 23 and it's been a ride. I'm ready for some action. Good luck to all who hold. Yes, sir. Same here. Bought back in 23. I did buy a spare bag in 24 when it dropped to 38 so that I could have some firepower later. And that $5,000 bag turned well over 30, which was incredible. And it helped me spawn onto many other cryptos as well. Let's see. Glenn Barlow, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom Turn for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. What do I think XLM will get to? In time, it's going to get over $1. I have zero question about that. But on this move, my target from way down here on the breakout was right here, was the first big target. I said there's not really anything in between. And then if you get past that, you can start seeking out that target. There's not a lot in between for XLM. So I'm very happy that it ran up very easily to that level. Now we got to get through the morning. It's the same thing every time on, the thinly traded mornings. Well, not thinly traded, but when the USA wakes up. This is the point of consolidation. Kudo to the disabled veteran. Good morning to you, my friend, and thank you for your service as always. And thanks for being in Tom's Run for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor, as well as Tango for over 3 months. Morning fam, love and like to you all. Thank you, my friend. Mark Casson, thank you for being in Tom's Run for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge, and also a $2 donation. I really appreciate the pay it forward mentality. Yes, mwah. You can't really, if you don't have haters, what do you really have? I appreciate that you love the setup. I appreciate it. Wales, Josie Wales, welcome. At Cowabunga, thank you for that. Wales, Josie Wales, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Run for over 1 year. Maria, welcome in. Maria Mercedes Rodriguez, welcome in. Love and good morning to you. Let's see. Josh Jolly, good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for the first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. And that is my face superimposed on there. Lori, good morning to you, and thank you so much for continuing to tune in. I love seeing that name in here. Often, very often now. Nick, thanks for being a very trusted mod. I appreciate you as well, my friend. And thank you for the $1.99 donation. That was very generous. And I appreciate all the pay it forward mentality moments. I really do. Oliver, good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6 months with the XP Predictor. Some have noticed that coin market cap. Interesting. Tanya, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. And love, I hope you're finding some kind of solace with, what you've experienced. I'm not going to talk about it unless you do, but I'm still keeping you in my thoughts and prayers, Tanya, because I know you're going through a little bit of a difficult time here, more than a little bit. But I'm blessed to see you in here this morning. That is for sure. Alec Tony says, I think I figured out why I always miss the first minute or so of the live. YouTube forces on advertisement at the beginning of the live, which means I would need YouTube Premium. That's valid. I bought YouTube Premium for this exact reason, because it shows me ads on my own YouTube. So I had to buy YouTube Premium. Even on when I'm watching my videos on my own account, like this live, it would show me ads. So that's why a while ago I went to YouTube Premium. But I'm not going to turn revenue off because I deserve something when I'm working. And if you turn revenue off, you're less likely to get promoted by YouTube because they don't make any money. They make money on these ads they show. So, that's part of the game. That's part of the, the way it goes, I suppose. Tom's Army. It'd be nice if they would let me turn off the ads for the members of Tom's Army, but YouTube doesn't care if you're a paid member or not. They just want their money. Good morning, Jan, and welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. It says, hey, everyone, good morning. Don't forget to hit the like button, everyone. That is a very, very Well, good morning to you, but that is so true. Everybody needs to remember to hit that like button. You know, Jan, there's been 3 separate instances I was going to make you a mod, but I didn't want to put you in an awkward place and be like, I don't want to be a mod. So if you tell me you want to be a mod, I will make you a mod. I've been thinking about it for like a year. My audience has gotten so big that I needed to add a couple. And I've done, but I have a spot or two, and you're one person that's stuck in my mind. Because you're always here. Troy, welcome in. Wait 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 1 decade, and 1 century. Getting old. Wait, what? What are you talking about? You know what's getting old? You're bullshit. I'm already sick of it. I've read one line from you, and you're all bullshit. My friend, 1 year ago, we were at 38 cents. So you could have turned 3,800 on 10,000 tokens into 30 grand right now, buddy. So I don't know what kind of bullshit you're trying to feed us this morning, but shut it. It's annoying, honestly. It's annoying, and it's ridiculous. Let's see. Poop Soup, welcome in. Smash the like button. Indeed. What does it show us? The top fan. Where does it show us? On the very top. It's got a thing in live chat. If you look at the very top, it says top fans. On mine, it does anyhow. Let me see if it looks. I'll show you what it looks like on mine. Did I mention you could have turned that into 28 or 29 grand in less than a calendar year from 3,500? So to say it doesn't move is asinine. It's asinine. It's unbelievable. You guys got to stop watching these lame ass YouTubers. I'll tell you what. See on the top where it says top fans? On the very top on mine, if you just look straight up on the comments, it shows top fans. I don't know if yours shows that, because mine also shows a settings bar and all this other good stuff. So that's all. That's what I see. And thank you for the $10 donation. Matthew, let's go, Tom. Thanks for showing up every day. You better believe it, and I'll be here every day. And thank you so much for appreciating it. I've been doing this since March 24th, 2021, and I've never missed a day. Thanks, Tom. It's okay. I'm assuming you're saying it's okay if I speak of your situation, but I know I'll just say very few words. But condolences for Tanya. Be kind, be courteous. Offer some support. She lost her best friend in a car accident, so it's not easy times. And some of you know a few months ago she lost her brother too, so she's definitely dealing with a lot. But I digress. I just want to offer some support to you, Tanya. RG says, after seeing so many YouTubers, Tom is number 1 when it comes to everything about crypto. Ditto. Ditto, my friend. Need for Speed, welcome in. Let's see. Love seeing it. We don't get the top fans icon. Oh, only I can see it. How cool is that? I didn't know you guys couldn't see it. Only I can see it. Huh. Interesting. Well, that's good for my own purpose, because then I can see who's communicating real good. Because right now it shows for top fans, we've got 50 people on the top. Crazy Paul rounds out the bottom with 25 XP, but there's a slew of people with 25 as I read through. But it's so cool. Right now, number 1 is Matthew Hoffma with 350 XP. Number 2 is Timothy Perez at 275. Number 3 is Mark Casson with 225. In this live. Those are the top 3. Then Nick Morales is 4, and then a bunch of people have 75 and then 50. So it's a cool way to see. It's a cool way to see. Yeah, Syrian is here a lot. Let's see. So, Jan, I'm going to do what I said. And you can speak to me personally, or you can tell me out here if you're like, I don't want to do it, it's uncomfortable. But you have to be one of my mods. You've been here for way too long. You've been here since the beginning, and you've been in my Tom's Army for well over 3 years, approaching 4. Like, you know this community inside and out. McMichael says, thank you, Tom, for answering my question in a previous video. With your help, I was able to buy XDC on BITUNIX. XDC was the last utility coin I wanted to take possession of. You are welcome. Yes, I bought. At first, I had 200,000, but I downsized, I'll be honest, to 100,000. Not because I didn't want to keep it. I used some of my DGB funds, and I needed to have 1.222 million DGB tokens. That was my number in my head. I could have went up to 2, but I didn't want to get rid of some of the other things that I wanted, like XDC in particular. So I decided to hold 100,000 XDC and 1.222 million DGB. You know, that kind of split up. It's important to me. Very important to me. Good morning, everyone. Tom, I appreciate you. I lost a lot of money earlier this year because I didn't heed your warning when everyone else were saying different. However, lesson learned. Bless you, brother. Muzi, thank you for joining Tom's Army for a second month with the Dusty House Crypto News. I appreciate it. But yeah, everybody has to learn a harsh lesson. That is true what happened. I was speaking to everybody in December and January about how I sold 75% because I felt like the big drop was coming. And then I showed the numbers, and Bitcoin happened to hit 72 on the nuts, if you remember. I had XRP at $1.50, but it held at 162. Close enough, but it was still a big drop from 340. You know, so... And universally, it was just... I seen it in the charts, and I'm not afraid to act. Just like yesterday looked very bearish, but I wasn't afraid to act. And now I'm going to be patient. I'm going to let these patterns play. I'm telling you, there was not a single thing. And if you're part of my trading, well, never mind. I don't talk about that on here, but go to the Telegram. If you want to be a part of something a little bit deeper, you can go to the Telegram. I don't want to talk about it here because I just want this to be real and I don't want anybody to think any deeper. But you can go in here and you can go to the group swing trading. We have copy trading and things like that. I'm up about $3,500 in the last week. The group's up over 10,000. I've only been doing it for a week. And you can go look at stuff. And you can go learn step by step. You can learn the copy trading setup. And thank you so much to Define for helping. We have a help desk. All this stuff. This thing is being very innovative now. But you can get a lot of information. There's group swing trading daily. We talk all the time. And all I put on here, the only thing you didn't know about that I was buying was Theta. Because I didn't want you to know because I wanted to do it in privacy and it's doing well. But I put these out and I said, this is the trade and I'm not selling, and I put down the risk. That's it. I don't have to worry. I don't have to do anything. This is going to stay open. They're 1x trades in my portfolio. Even if I have to open them in the futures market, I do it in 1x. So if I have to hold it, I hold it until it plays out. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. And I have zero question that what I'm saying is going to happen. If it doesn't happen, that's fine. If I'm wrong, I still... went with my gut. I went with my intuition. And if I'm wrong, I'll re-level it out to the next level. And I'm not going to hinder. Not 1 second am I going to be afraid of this market. And the last week's been spectacular. Just spectacular for the entire community. Well, the last 4 years have been spectacular. 4.5 years. But now we're getting to another level together. And you notice I don't just go to the charts and speak the charts. I don't just go over the charts for an hour in here anymore. I speak the market fundamentals, the psychology, the setups verbally, and then we go through the chart. Some people can't handle it. Too fucking bad. Excuse my French. Too bad. And if Tanya's daughter watching, I'm sorry for swearing, but too bad. Too bad. We have to learn the entire market to understand. Remember what I said yesterday? Ethereum, watch it. Forget about what Bitcoin's doing. Ethereum's the gatekeeper yesterday as it was trying to get above and hold 3,000. Even when it went back almost to 2,900, I said, watch Ethereum. Looks like it's getting ready. And I said the golden pocket, I think it's going to hit no matter what around 3,160 or 3,200. I think I've been saying 3,156, but up to 3,200. And then it's going to break up to the target of 3,400. That's just that's my opinion. Nobody else has to agree with me. I'm just giving you my opinion. So as long as I give you my opinion and only my opinion, and I give you exactly what I think and tell you exactly what I'm doing, I feel good. I really do. I really feel good about it because when you're confident, when you're comfortable, when you have the results on paper and when you can see evidence on the charts and you can hear the talking, like Trump's giving these key pushes here saying, hey, we're about to pump. I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to force it. He said it twice in 12 hours. The market started going down. He re-emphasized it right before the U.S. went to bed and they kept selling out. By 1 a.m., the market was pretty fucking red last night. And I kept saying, as long as we stay in our positions that we bought, even if you bought it yesterday, because there was a lot of opportunity, as long as we stay true, we're going to do very well. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and we'll reevaluate, and we'll chalk this one off to oops, and we'll try again. But right now, I feel pretty damn comfortable. Define Group, Tom, I did the same with XDC. Love how low all-time high is compared to others. I think it's going to do something for me, too, something special. And we keep looking at I don't know where the chart's at, But XDC XRP pairing, and it's at the lowest it's been since 2021. It's the bottom line. It's the bottom line. It's at the lowest it's been since 2021. Does that mean I'm not going to hold XRP? No. But I wasn't expanding into it. Well, that's a lie. Because I may not buy more XRP, but I opened up another leverage trade. That's doing rather well right now. I haven't looked at it, but I guess I can look at it once. I never look at my trades. I just let them do what they're going to do. Otherwise, you get too... Yeah, see, it's doing very well. It's a $1,091 27x trade with liquidation at $276. It's up $800 right now. I opened it at $2.90.2 when people were panicking yesterday. And that's just what I do. It's just what I do. I don't care. I have my own philosophy, and it even rubs people the wrong way in the Telegram sometimes. But it's just what I do. You know, it's my philosophy. That's the beauty of it. When you do something and it's your own philosophy, what do you care what anybody else says? You want conversation. That's the whole point. So the XRP, or the XDC XRP pairing, it hasn't been this low where it sits since February of 2021. So it's been 4.5 years roughly since the XDC XRP pairing's been this low. That's insane. It's insane. And we've been consolidating in the same range, and it's tight. We're at the apex zone. In the short one, we broke out of, but in the longer version, the apex gets us to August 11th. But I dare say we've already broken technically out of the actual apex here, or actually out of that short consolidation, and now we're kind of back testing. I think we're on the verge of a historic move here. And I think it's going to do the same thing as it did against XRP before. Look what it did in 2021, how against XRP, XDC pairing skyrocketed 640%, which means the price appreciated 600% compared to XRP. So even if XRP was moving up, XDC outperformed it by over 604. I think we're going to do it again. I think we're going to do it again. I think that 100,000 tokens of XDC is going to pay massively. I don't know if it's going to be all of it in this rotation. I just, like I said, when this rally started, I'm not going to be afraid of the market, whether this is a bearish run up or not for Bitcoin to 122. I'm going to enjoy it on this move up because I know it's going to have to double top, and that's going to give the credibility to the altcoins. Bitcoin dominance has finally dropped below 64, which is incredibly important. We finally came below, and I talked about coming up for one artificial run up, and that's what we did on the dominance. And now if it can finally break down, that looks like a bit of a rising channel. If this breaks down, that is a bearish pennant that's forming. That's a bearish pennant. Lower highs, higher lows on a bear flag look or a bearish setup. That's a bearish pennant that we're looking at. If that breaks down, Bitcoin dominance goes to 8.5%. Overall, if it breaks this in time. But remember, the apex of this goes until 2032. So that's why I keep saying there's a long time Bitcoin still has, but the ultimate Ponzi scheme eventually comes undone. The ultimate Ponzi comes unglued. And you know how I know that? Right now they're dealing with billions of dollars per transaction when they have these companies give up common stock and put it on the weight of their shareholders, which is horseshit. They have to do billions of dollars of Bitcoin purchases to keep the price stable or push it up. Every time Michael Saylor does it, in the beginning you were hearing about hundreds of millions, then 300, then 600 million, now several billion. Eventually, this is the world's biggest Ponzi scheme in action. And eventually it's going to come unglued, but I think we've got time still. I think we have time. Hopefully this does pan out the way I say. Hopefully we are on the right track. But there's nothing you can really do until you play the pattern. All you can do is play the patterns, everybody. If they break down, so be it. But to me, I don't think we're breaking down. I think we're going to have the continuation in alt. I think like XRP has this technical target of $2 or $3 and I guess 29. I keep saying 332, but I guess it's technically 329. Yeah, I guess technically it is 329. I say 332 because it's that resistance at the next part. Muz, thank you so much for the $20 donation, and also being in Tom's Army for your second month with Dusty House Crypto News. Says, this is for my appreciation. Well, that goes above and beyond because you already showed massive appreciation by being in Tom's Army for your second month. That's incredible. That allows me to do what I need to do and put out all this for free. Oh, we got to talk about distribute my demand zone. If we get bought up here, hallelujah, hallelujah. We're moving, we're going, we're rising. Come on, Ghost. Ghost. Monkey. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to empty the dehumidifier in my house. I have a 1,200 square foot house, but I bought a 6,000 square foot dehumidifier. It works fucking phenomenal. But look at this. We are legitimately trying to break out. We have not had any run-ups that came from below. And as it consolidated, went back down, pushed back up into demand, and came through demand. I think we're trying to make history here. We're going to try to push through the demand box. We've never done it yet. But remember, this is wave 3 right now, not wave 5. I feel like this is a wave 3. And you'll see two different fundamental setups I have. Now that we're playing out, we can see the wave 3. And that could bring us as high as 453 without a back test of the demand zone, which would back test all-time highs. Now, if we looked at this a little deeper, and some of you, you're new, and this is why I like to get through everything before I get to the real nuts and bolts. So, or you can look at the ABCDE. That's still a 5-wave Elliott wave, but that's assuming that this has never completed a 5-wave, and this is looking at it from wave A would be 1, to B would be 2, to C would be 3, just like we're at right now. And then 3 to 4 would be the back test, just like C to D. But now if it's an all-time cup, that's the difference here. This is how you could expand. If it's an all-time Elliott wave 5 wave, from the start of the pattern to now, that's how you get up to $10 plus quicker than we think. You know, if it's that kind of a pattern. But that's a big if. It's a big if. Otherwise, this plays perfectly to that technical target of this technical move by XRP, because we're in a long descending wedge for like 7 years from January of 18 until November of 24, and we watched it the entire time. So I'm very knowledgeable on this pattern. We watched it for years. We projected it. I actually drew out this cup and handle, not the triangle part here that we drew out here to match up with what happened. I actually drew out the cup and the squiggly line as the handle 3 years ago and measured that move. And this, we've been watching this for years. And the fact that it broke out right there and now it did this consolidation and is breaking up, how am I supposed to say it's not going to do it when I put that out years ago? And you guys have been watching the same projection for years. And we put that little consolidation like the handle right here and said that this would be the most opportune way for this to happen. It'd have to build a handle here off of a cup that we projected because it was way down here. This was never built. That was never built. We rode the bear market to a bull market, mini bear bull market, sold out at $1.66, bought this uptrend when it came back at 34, actually 28 first. And then we sold it at 42, bought back at 34, held it ever since, came up, back tested one last time at 38, bought 5 grand more, sold it all when it got up here, mostly plus $3, kept the 34-cent bag as that's my main bag in the XRP Healthcare wallet. And we're about to cook. Look at that weekly. That is an engulfing weekly candle. And that's why I tell my audience, just let me cook, listen, pay attention every single day. And you cannot fail if you just listen. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to trade it for you unless you're in the group trades. I'm not going to do anything like that because I can't teach you to fish, find you the spot, bait the hook, cast the line, reel the fish in, and all you're going to do is eat. Because what happens when I'm not here? Because there's going to come a time when you're not going to see me in the moment you need to see me. That doesn't mean I'm not on YouTube. I'm just saying there's an action time and you've got to make a decision. So if you're starving to death, if I teach you what to do, I show you it, we rehearse it over and over. I show it on the chart. Some people are paying people still to teach them what good alt tokens are. Are you crazy? I'm telling you the perfect altcoins all the time. I tell you the ISO and IoT. I'll even tell you meme coins. You know, but I'm not a big fan of them. But don't pay somebody to give you knowledge you can learn for free. That's just something I don't like to do. But now remember what I said about the action point. This is your action point of the moment. Now we're back testing the moves we've already made today. So this is the most volatile point of the moment or the morning. I just got a feeling that something is going to spark this next step. Because Ethereum, look at these. When you look at it from a weekly perspective, these are breaking out. And I don't think Ethereum's going to stop before it hits that 3,400 target overall. Just like XRP. I know it's come down from 299 to 296, but that's a weekly engulfing candle that's dying to break out. These are dying to break out right now. It's almost across the board. It's almost like how long can you hold out to your conviction that these are breaking out? Look at these. These are all dying to break out. There's still 4 days left. It's just baiting people in the selling right now, it feels like. Like I said, I could be wrong. I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I ever want to be one. But it looks to me like we're on the right track here. Everybody, though, I got to get going. My son's got therapy at 11. It's speech therapy at his new school. He's basically does 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off while he's in summer vacation. On top of his other therapies that he has during the week. But he's a trooper. But I got to go get ready for that because we got to leave here in about 25 minutes. And I don't want to push it to the limit because we got to get him ready and things like that. But I'm going to be watching this very closely. If it does give it all back and it starts to rotate down, we will discuss that further. But I think we're okay right now. I do. Unless for whatever reason it just drops the egg. I think we're just going to consolidate here early morning, and then we're going to pick back up around noon, maybe 1 o'clock. So if not, just remember the support levels we talk about. Remember those action areas. And like for XRP, if it breaks below 292, not a good sign. But see all of the cushion it gave itself from 299 to 292 to back test? Good signs this morning. Don't get over emotional. Don't make a rash decision. Let these play out. Golden crosses are meant to move. They're lagging indicators, which is why you're getting hammered if you're a trader right now. Let these patterns play out. Just let them play out. Best thing you can do if you're in a position, step away for a minute. Let the charts do what they're going to do. If we break down 7 or 8%, we got to get out and look for a lower level. I will. My portfolio might be a little bit smaller, but I will have more tokens by the time we get to where we're going, hopefully, if it plays out. But I still think we have a move up to go. It's just, you know, there's a lot of market volatility, so you don't want to say 100%. We want to have the backup plan as well. So if XRP breaks below 292, if Bitcoin gets below like 116, if Ethereum gets back below 31 and then 3,000, that's a let's pay attention moment. But right now we're doing exactly what we need to do this morning. We're through the high volatility moments of the morning where you usually get the pullback. And then this afternoon we should continue in standard operating procedure. So keep that in mind. 1970 Legend, thanks for being in Tom's Army for 11 months. Almost your 1 year badge is the I Told You So badge next month. It's incredible. Thank you so much for that. Any H-bar and algo thoughts on the way out? Yeah, H-bar looks like it's getting ready for a massive move here. Weeklies engulfing, big W reversal. If I was a bet man, I'd say this is going to have a significant breakout. I wrote it up to these levels, so now it's just I got to get it back. I'm going to have to buy it back before it does break out. You know, I want to have 20,000 tokens, which would be about $4,700. But You know, that's where I'm at right now. I think it's going to break out. I think you got to let it work until it comes down below that 12.4. No. That's in the weekly. You're not going to ride it for a 50% loss. But at least you can look at it in the 4 hourly and daily. You got to let this cook. If you want this to pan out, you got to at least let it cook to 22. Let it cook to 22.2. That's a W reversal. If it breaks down here, fine. Then you can sell it and try to buy it back when it comes down somewhere. You know, if it has to break down. But right now, these look like they want to cook. Like if I'm a bet man on H-bar, the next time we talk about this, if it breaks out, it's going to be around 28. So big moments for everybody in the audience to make decisions. Big moments for everybody in the audience to make decisions. Axelar, I think, is a big decision for everybody in the audience to make at 36 cents. Ties with Ripple, it's vastly undervalued. I have 20,000 tokens, and I plan on riding this unless this entire thing breaks down. Unless this breaks down, I'm planning on riding this. I think the next layer is going to end up pushing it past, and I know it could come up just to the exhaustion wick, but that's still at 41 cents. So I want to see these golden crosses play out. And unless they break down, I'm just going to let them play out. If it costs me $400, $500, $600, so be it. You know, but you got to take chances sometimes when it looks like it's a little bit tricky. So this is the time, and this is the place where my gut says it's a good time to take a risk, but not every time does a risk pan out. So just remember that. Defined Group, thanks for being in Tom's Army for 4 months now with the XRP Meteor. Getting close to that 6-month XRP Predictor badge. And thanks for being a very trusted mod in here. And also on the Telegram. You've done a hell of a lot of work. I did not lose interest in ZIL. It's just on BITUNIX, it's unattainable. So, you know, I've been trading a lot on BITUNIX, so I've been laser focused on BITUNIX assets. So, I kind of did the data instead of ZIL here. By virtue, because they don't have ZIL the way I want. I love ZBCN. I'm in ZBCN. Like I said, every single one of these you see all the way up the V-chain, I'm in. On that amp. Just like I love IOTA here. I love Algo. I love a lot of this stuff. Because they look like they're going to continue on to their next layers. But these have already pushed this first time. That's what I'm waiting for ACH. And that's what I'm waiting for File and Theta and Data and AMP and ZBCN. I'm waiting for these moves. ZBCN hasn't even made the Golden Cross yet. It's a forward projection right now. Remember I said this whole area, you know, is the buy zone unless it breaks down. If it breaks down, then it might come all the way down to here. If it breaks this structure, I'll sell it. But until then, I got no interest in selling it. I'm going to let it just do what it does. But yeah, that's where we're at now, everybody. Have a blessed morning. Going to go do what I got to do with my son. Thank you all so much. Have a great day, everybody. And we'll